Evening, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's not Tuesday anymore. It's Monday because we have a new day and time for our Canes Alumni Biz by CanesWear. And that's Brett over there.
Hello,
And we're going to
IG crowd. How are you doing tonight?
we're going to look for Mr. Uptown Dale.
We're here live from CanesWear. It's Monday night, since Tuesday night was my day off, and Ken was so nice enough to go ahead and let me be part of it today, so I don't have to come in on my day off. So
All right.
we're here for you, the Brett and Ken Show, or Ken and Brett, Canes Alumni Biz.
Thanks, Brett.
You're welcome. Anytime, Ken. I'm just here to help. And we're separated, 6 feet apart. I mean.
Hey,
Good evening.
hey. What's
How
up,
you doing,
fellas?
Dale?
I'm just hanging out with my helmet, just because, I love him so much. He just happened to be here.
Look at you all dressed up. Are you
Or,
you're working today?
or
What's going on?
no, it's just a long sleeve. Or I'm gonna throw it back on you guys.
Oh, I
This.
love that one.
Oh, look at that. That's phenomenal.
It's a throwback so far that the Seminole one fell
I was
off.
going to say, what happened to the other one? There was one in each arm.
Wear and tear from over the years just fell off. But there you go.
People,
Well,
you
first of
can't
all,
get
thank
those
you for having
anymore.
me.
People would call me up for the last 10 years and say,
You right?
I'll give you any amount of money if you can find that for me, Brett. So you've got a collectible, or half a collectible.
2/3.
Right. Well, here's the Seminole guy. The fist is still there.
Wow, he's seen some better days there.
Looks like the
Yeah,
program.
well, I've had it for years, so it just fell apart. But you got to keep it because and I'll just
Right.
keep this like this. There you go.
There you
Right.
go. Keep it close
Props.
to your heart.
So before we get any farther into this, we just want to say welcome. First of all, we finally coordinated schedules so that you could be on, and we're not interrupting Tuesdale.
Oh, I appreciate that. And you guys are always a regular in my IG, so vice versa.
We definitely appreciate that. So we are on Canes Alumni Biz by CanesWear with the artist known as Uptown Dale.
All right.
But Dale, how about you introduce yourself and tell them who you are?
Oh, first of all, a shout out to Adam Dunn. I see you there from Sway. He just popped in. I just got to say what's up to him.
Good friend of the
Adam.
store.
Absolutely.
I do a lot of different things. Some may know me from the Miami Heat as the arena host. Some may know me as the host for the Miami Hurricanes and the Canes basketball also. So being that I went to the University of Miami, it was great for me to go back and support my old alma mater by being the host. It was amazing for me to just be there and just be on the field once again because little known knowledge, I used to be a cheerleader also. So I did it all when I was.
Who knew?
I've done it all.
Yes, you have. So there's a little bit of an audio delay. So if we say something and we don't react, it's because of the audio, not because of anything that you say, okay?
What's up with your Wi-Fi?
But we actually had a power glitch here a little bit ago, so that may be it. But anyway, so how long have you been doing the hurricane stuff, and how long have you been doing the heat stuff?
I've been with the Miami Heat since '06. My first night was the night that D Wade and Shaq got their rings, and then we promptly got bounced by 30 points by Chicago. We
Remember that night too
I
well.
guess we decided not to play. We decided not to play that night. They got the rings and we lost that game. But whatever, you can't take the rings back. And this is going to be my 4th season with the Canes basketball and Canes football.
Which do you like most? No, you don't have to answer that. Don't answer that.
No, I can. I'm used to being inside of an arena, so being in the stadium was a different feel for me, and I kind of liked it because it had to get used to it because it's open air, it's bigger, it's a lot more people. So I like a challenge. It was awesome. I see Raquel. What's up, Raquel? I'm just shouting people out as they come in.
Well, I love it when you
Bianca,
do that on your show. So since we can't see the screen, I love that you're doing that. So I just want you to feel at home.
Yeah, tell
You're
Brett
good.
to do something. Tell Brett to do something. He's standing there.
I know. I'm just following along. I'm just very interested. I'm just thinking of my cheerleader questions. Okay, I'm just getting them through my brain.
Bring him. Bring him. There you go.
So tell us about your cheerleading. So you brought that up. My fiance used to cheer for the Dolphins, so she was a cheerleader. So tell me about how it was being a cheerleader for the U.
Actually, I started in high school. My senior year of high school, they wanted to start a co-ed team. And me and two of my friends said, oh, what the heck, let's try out. But we got a lot of flack for that, for being male cheerleaders in high school. Little did they know that when we went away to cheer camp, there may be 10 guys there and a lot more girls. So we got better into the deal, being cheer dudes. Yes, definitely. So when I went to I've done a lot of cheer camps with UM while I was in high school, and I just joined the JV squad. And it was nothing great. I wasn't like doing all these amazing stunts, but it was great to be out on the field, be a part of the team. So
I've always thought the amount for the amount of strength you must have to be a cheerleader. I mean, there's not too many. I mean, the amount of just strength and to be able to jump and leap and lift. I mean, you got to be in pretty good shape.
There is a truth behind the fact that if you're a cheerleader, you have to be athletic. It's not just a simple show up and go team. And if you see some of the stuff that they've done at these cheerleading camps and the tosses and catches and flips, and it's amazing. So it's a technique more than a strength. I didn't develop either or. I was just happy to be there. So
that must have been the fringe benefits, like you said, must have been phenomenal at the camps.
Yes, definitely.
So,
and it was a good time.
And so you were in the Orange Bowl. So what was that like? It was lot. It was much louder. You know, it was during some of the good years.
It was some of the great years. I think the only thing that stands out, first thing as you say Orange Bowl, is going to the bathroom and using a trough. As a guy, if you've been to the Orange Bowl and you had to pee in that thing where it was like a horse's trough, and everybody
good old days.
That was the worst. Yes, yeah, definitely. But it was a great time because you could feel the crowd. And I think that's where it's different from the Hard Rock, because it's so pulled back from the field. The Orange Bowl, you can actually feel them yelling and screaming, all that.
Yeah, the first time I used to go to the Orange Bowl a lot as a kid, like we all did have the opportunity to do. I used to work in Venn there and go downstairs. I'd sell sodas from the time I was in high school. In the days before we won championships, there were days like that. And but you know, the Orange Bowl just had something about that aura, that sound, the concrete falling, or you're thinking it may fall as you're stomping your feet and slamming those chairs and everything like that. Then when the Canes and the Dolphins moved to the Hard Rock, and then the Joe Robbie, and then the Canes followed. But the first thing I thought, I said, I feel like I'm in a theater. I'm in like the Theater of Performing Arts in Miami Beach. And here I am just watching a show now. I was so glad they moved the field closer these last few years.
Right. And also, once I left UM, one of my greatest memories was a comeback versus UF. Brock Berlin versus his old team. Yeah. It was it rained, it was nasty, but it was like, you could feel it. It was amazing. Yeah. So hi, Hope. I see you. Okay. I'm just shouting people out. Sorry.
You're good at that.
Yeah,
You're good at that.
Like I said, you can just do that for the next 20 minutes. We're good. You know? So the time that you were at UM, other than the cheerleading, what was your favorite part?
I also was a part of Alpha Sigma Phi fraternity, so that was a great experience for myself. I had a bunch of 8 o'clock classes, which I did not make because I was in a fraternity. I don't know why I picked 8 o'clock classes, but
Brett would have been there for every single class.
I can appreciate that. These 8 o'clock is not the time to be in class, nor 9.
Yeah. So being a part of fraternity, doing organized cheer, being a part of homecoming, the old Rathskeller, like when you walk in there, you just step in beer, it's a swill, and just craziness. Now it's nice and they got music and but back then it was just like, let's go to the Rathskeller, because there were no clubs back then. You know, you go to the Grove and you couldn't get in at 18. There was a club close by. You would have to be but that was our club, the Rathskeller. You know, everybody went there, and if you're in fraternity, or sorority, you throw your own parties, but that's about it. So you have those choices. Oh, somebody actually put Alpha Sigma Phi in there. Nicely done. I appreciate that.
Has Derek asked you your question, the token question yet?
What's the token question?
Just when he joins, you'll get it. We won't steal the thunder. So just ask him. Just look out for that.
So Dale,
All
you
right.
joined the
I'm
joined the
prepared.
Heat in 2006 after the great Dwayne Wade magical series against the Mavericks. They were a phenomenal team. They didn't show up for whatever reason the following year. What did you feel like?
Right.
What happened? I joined the team. They just let up. I mean, what were you feeling there?
You know what? I was happy to be there because my journey to get to the Miami Heat was a long and extensive one. I first started with the Miami Soul. If you guys remember that, the WNBA team that we had for like 3 or 4 years.
Absolutely,
I was a
yes.
dancer.
Frosty.
I was a dancer on that, like,
Were you?
educated on that. So that was my entry.
Okay.
Because in college, I used to do, like, backup dances. Actually, my claim to fame is I did a little Vanilla Ice, not the real song, but the second song that didn't make it. But I did a Vanilla Ice video. I wish I was on Ice Ice Baby, but I wasn't. I did the second song that didn't make it too far. But so I started with the WNBA Miami Soul, and from there, I became the host of the Miami Soul. But when the Soul went under, I went back to being just a season ticket member for the Miami Heat. I had my season tickets. I went to every game. I cheered them on. I got up and danced. Cameras caught me. That was my thing. Because they already had someone in place. I think it was Jill Martin at the time that was the host. And they had Irie there, and Michael B was there. So they didn't need me. So I had to wait my turn. So once 06 rolled around and they found me a spot in the organization, I was like, I don't care if we lose. I'm in here. It's all about access. As a friend of mine, Mr. Bill, likes to say, the best thing about our job is access, because we get to be on the court. We get to be close to the players, up close and personal. So the access I was just happy to be there.
For sure. You've met a lot of really famous people. I've seen all your different Instagram posts and everything. Is there anybody that you're like, oh, wow, it's amazing that I met him or her?
It's always a continuous revolving door of people. In the heyday of Chris Bosh, LeBron, and D Wade, before Toronto became Toronto, Drake was a staple at the games. Like, he was like a staple. Like, he was there. He was always sitting in the same spot. Wow. Enough that when I walked by him, he knew who I was and said, "What's up?" a little dap and keep it. So that was kind of the biggest thing. Justin Bieber used to come. Past President Clinton was there. So there was just different people. And Miami's always a great place to be. So you always get different people coming. So you were like, oh, this person was here. Oh, no, wait, that person was there. And then the latest was J-Lo and A-Rod before. That was the biggest thing that happened before we all went,
right,
the distancing.
It's in silent mode.
So you were there. So you were there. You were in the stands for the 2006 championship. You said you were a season ticket holder, so you got to see the games. Yeah. So that must have been pretty exciting, being a big Miami fan and everything like that, seeing all the magic that happened that first championship.
It was just amazing just to feel the energy, white hot, being a part of the whole thing. It's kind of undescribable. Like we see a lot of playbacks now as we're sitting at home. The Fox Sports Sun plays a lot of games back, and you're like, wow. While you were there, you embraced it. And I think for the most part, if I'm working, I don't take it in, because I'm always thinking about what's the next thing to do. What do I have to do next? So now that we get to sit back and watch all these games back, now that we're like at home, it was a great feeling, because now I get to see different things that I missed, because I was just so tunnel vision to do my job at that time. Even though I celebrated, like Ray Allen's big shot. I can be honest with you. I was taking my earpiece off, like wrapping it up and like, all right, that's it. It was a good run. I saw the yellow boards come out. I'm like, all right, that's it. And bang, that shot goes off. And we're like, take those ropes back. Take them back. Everybody, people are trying to get back in the building. But that is one of those moments where you were, how you were feeling, because I was like wrapping up the mic. That's it. Let's go. Call it a day. So
Now, a moment that sticks out in my mind for the Heat when the Big Three came is that night, the not one, but not two, not three, not four. You were at that event? I took
yes,
my kid to that. That was just amazing that night. I mean, the championships are great. This thing was just, it started it all off. I mean, what was you feeling that night?
it was a rock concert.
Exactly.
Because the buzz was in the air. It's like, oh my God, we pulled this off. I can't believe we got these three guys together. And then here they come coming out of the ground and this big thing. They like, it's like might as well put Kiss up there or something because they come up and they just, Chris Bosh does his yell and the crowd just goes nuts. I'm like, wow, we are in the middle of something. And it was a great ride. And then we had parades and it was just something that you can never trade. You can always tell somebody like, I was there when. And every now and then people will tag me on pictures who were there and said, hey, this is a picture of you. And I'm like, wow, that's a younger me back then. Like in the middle of the moment, I think I appreciate it more now than I did while I was on that, parade route.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
How hot was it on the floats or on the buses?
We felt like we were the team. On the floats, we felt like because everybody just wanted to be a part of it, wanted to be a piece of. Like, I don't think we slept that much because we partied and celebrated. And Miami's a very tough town to get into anywhere. For that 4 years, the doors were wide open. I could walk into any club, any restaurant. Oh, it's Dale. Hey, Dale. Hey, everybody wanted to be your friend. Everybody wanted to throw your arms around you. So.
I think you still do pretty well yourself right now.
It's not bad, but it wasn't. Then it was just amazing. So.
Yeah, that's sometime. Those 4 years were spectacular. I have to admit, I'm not a big LeBron fan now. Once he left us, I mean, he came to us, then he left to Cleveland. Now he's in LA. But those 4 years, I mean, just the big three, just everything around it, all the players that came in. Shane Battier, just one of my favorite players of all time. But everyone that was involved with that team was spectacular.
And I can tell you that LeBron, as much as we were all hurt when he left, while he was here, he was amazing to the ushers, to the janitors, to myself, to the hoop. Everybody he came in contact with, he made a point to say, hey, what's up? Or like a handshake or a nod or a fist bump. And I've never seen anybody like that. He took his time to say, it made everybody, and it's crazy because I know he has a handshake with everyone, like, all his players, all his teammates. We had a handshake. And like something that I can always take away with me and like, that's mine, so that was kind of cool.
I think one more so then it was the Heat against the world because he came and joined us. So
very much
there was never a time that people didn't like him as much as then. I mean, every time he touched the ball, the booing, everything. After he left us, he seemed that everybody fell in love with him again. But while he was here, especially at the beginning, it had to be tough for him.
The first year, he was, I guess, trying to be the villain part. Like, all right, I don't care what you guys think about me. I'm just going to ball out and whatever. But that's not who he is. He's such a giving and loving person that it bothered him that people were booing him because he had to make a choice for himself. But you can see the second year when he was back to his lovable self, when everybody just got over it, and now everybody's doing what they claim we were doing back in the day. Now everybody's a super team. They're just mad that they didn't think of it first. Pat Riley, in his wisdom, was the first person to think about this. So, hey, kudos to Pat Riley and everybody for putting that together, Mickey Harrison. But when he was himself in the second year, you saw the results. He just could be free and not worry about how he spoke. He just had fun with his teammates, and that was it.
Totally.
So fast forward to now, and the team that we have this year, it's an amazing team. And things are going to get started again next month, hopefully. What is your opinion on how things are going to be starting back? And do you have any role in that, or are you just going to be watching it from here?
No, zero. That bubble is going to be very small and limited. I think each team will be allowed to take maybe 30 or 40, including the players, to this bubble. And they have stayed in this bubble. There are no fans, so there's no need for me. The Miami Heat might do some things locally. We'll see what we can put together. Depends on how things turn out in Miami, because now they're going back to masks because everybody just lost their mind and think, Corona is over. So it's going to be a limited role for me until something changes. But I look forward to it because we get to see live sports. I've been watching a lot of soccer lately. EPL started back up. I've been watching them. Manchester United is my team. I watched them the other day. Today, I think I watched some anything was live. I watch because I hate watching reruns because you already know the outcome, kind of deal.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I've watched and I'm like, oh, what happened here? I don't remember. But
you may not remember how you got there, but you kind of remember how it came out. So.
Yeah, I know. It's very hard for me to watch. Ken sometimes says, I'm watching this. The Hurricanes just lost in 1993 against LSU, and I'm like, I didn't want to live it the first time. I mean, everybody's watching the 2002 championship. It's like, oh, watching it again. I said, why? It brings back bad memories of the foot. If we lost, I don't want to see it. I'll think about watching games we won or highlights.
Yeah.
But when we lost, I have
like
no interest in ever seeing it again.
It's an ex-girlfriend. You move on. You don't want to remember all that.
No,
You're like, okay,
I don't want to say that.
Forward.
You never know who's watching.
You can say it. You can say it.
But speaking about soccer, you were one of the first times I met you here. You were in here for the Inter Miami CF stuff.
I was so stoked about that starting up. I had a press pass. I was going to the first game. I was excited, and everything fell apart the day before. But I'm originally from Jamaica, and in Jamaica there are only several sports you can play. You can be track or field. You can play ping pong. You can do soccer, which we call football, or no, bobsled is really not a thing. I know we had that movie, but bobsled it's really not.
You would have been great on the team, though. I could see you as the closer.
The closer, the guy jumping out last. And cricket is a big sport in Jamaica. So I didn't know about American football. I didn't know about basketball living in Jamaica. So soccer was my thing. So I've always played. I played a little bit in high school. I played in club at University of Miami. But now my passion is coaching. So I coach soccer. I've been coaching soccer for the last 15 years, whether it be rec, high school, JV, varsity. I love putting teams together and then building, teams. So my last team was a middle school team that I coached last season, and we went undefeated for 2 years, except for the last game we lost. So we were champions, and we lost our final game in the second season. So it's a great feat to have, and I was proud of my boys. But I love watching soccer. I love coaching. I love putting the team. I love teaching. So those are things I love to do.
What's your favorite position?
I played both. I played forward and I played defender, but I like defense better because I like shutting people down, like denying people. My speed was always good in the front or in the back. I'm not sure how fast I am now anymore, but that was my defense is one of my fortes, definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were very excited, as you can tell by our huge selection of Inter Miami wear. We were very excited. We bought all in on the team, and I know you were a big fan, came in all the different groups, and everybody's excited. And hopefully it's going to pick up once we start playing again.
I bought everything. I bought a keychain. I bought shorts. I bought a long sleeve, a short sleeve. I bought a jersey. I bought a polo. I was ready to go because I was like, we have, 10 games? I'm going to have something different. The away games, home games. We even watched the the first away game at, I forgot what place we went to, but it was a big watch party. So we were all in. And we waited for 5 years and watched everybody get their thing, and we were waiting for ours and waiting for ours and waiting for ours. Orlando came after us and they got theirs. I'm like, let's just play somewhere. Play my backyard. Play anywhere. Just play.
Right.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what's your thought on football and things coming back?
College or NFL?
College, NFL, both. I think the NFL would come back before college will, but I think they both have to come back, in my opinion, at least. Not just because I have a sports stuff. We want to sell items.
Well, it goes back to where we are now. What are the cases? Are they climbing? Are they going to put them in a bubble? Are they going to figure out a whole lot of plan? And football has so many more athletes to take care of as opposed to basketball. You can, you get your 12, 15 guys and you can control that. A 52-man squad or whatever it is, it's kind of hard to control. So that's a big question mark, a huge question mark.
So what have you been doing during this time of quiet? I know you've been doing your
All
t-shirt.
right.
What else have you been doing?
Yeah, because of there was nothing to that came about. Let's Talk Tuesday all came about because I needed to find something to do, something to stimulate my mind. I was going nuts, so I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of bike riding, working out. So it's my bike became my refuge, my getaway. I would just go out for an hour and then ride alone and come on back. So that was my thing to keep myself focused on life, because it's tough sitting for 3 months and not doing anything. Adam Night Gang. Tough because I'm so active. I'm used to. Also, I own my own entertainment company, so I'm always doing events. So I'm always like between heat, events, soccer, this, that. I'm always going somewhere and going, oh, big shout out to nephew, 22 Music. I see you. He was a flow rider. He's a flow rider guy.
Well, he was on a couple weeks ago.
Yes, that's my guy. That's my
Awesome.
guy. So it's always moving and doing something. So it was tough for me to sit still for 3 months and not do anything.
Absolutely. So someone, you're in the entertainment business. You're an entrepreneur, obviously. You wanted to, I mean, you were a fan. You went ahead and, you did what you loved, and then you got a job doing it, basically, correct? So what would you say to people that want to do what you do or want to break into entertainment? What would you tell them? What kind of advice?
It's very tough. I was very lucky and very talented. It's like a combination of both. You got to have a little luck on your side, and you got to have some talent. If you're going to do it, be yourself. The reason why I think I stand out a little bit different than everyone else, the way I dress. I try to I could just wear a jersey and just mail it in, but the loud pants, the bow tie, the jackets, the shirts, or whatever, I made it my own. Even when I do Canes football, I could just say, all right, here's the Frost band of the hour and let him play. But I'm actually in the band with a triangle. I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Because you got to find unique ways of presenting something that everybody's seen. It's like chicken. You can have regular chicken, or you can have chicken done a million different ways. Right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to be regular chicken, or do you want to be a different kind of chicken? So I know that's kind of a weird analogy, but that's the best thing that came back to my mind. So when I do things at Canes game, I try to and I think that's the kids and even the ones who are non-kids appreciate that I do it a little bit differently. I'm in the stands. I'm with the Frost band of the hour. I'm doing my interviews. I'm having, doing it. So I do it differently. Come up with different things to do it.
So you have a blank canvas. You can pretty much do what you want.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
As long as you sell the product, just make it fun. I could sit here and just read a teleprompter. That'd be boring, but no one would appreciate that. You have to sell the product in a new and inventive way. And I think that's what I do. Whether it be the T-shirts that they have or the highlight the crowd or a game it's very hard to do a game on a football field and people feel the combination. In a stadium setting, as opposed to an arena is easy because everybody's right there. Mm-hmm. The stadium's hard. They're like, hey, should I care about this guy kicking this field goal from 15 miles? You have to sell a little bit more.
Right, definitely.
What do you think about the team? You follow the team as well, right? The football team and the basketball team?
Yes. I wish for basketball, I wish the students would get behind the team more. The problem is that UM is a commuter school, and most of the students are from either New Jersey, Connecticut, blah, blah, blah. I wish it's on campus. It's free. Just go, support the team, win or lose. I think if you were there, you would get fans in the stands, I think, equate to 5 to 10 points. This loud cheering, that's 5 to 10 points, if that could happen.
Right.
Football team, I think we're back on the upswing. I see a lot of good recruits. Derek King, I just can't wait to see him play. I'm like,
me too.
I'm sorry that it's being delayed, but I'm like excited to see what he can do.
Dying for it. Let's go.
So, just like
I see him and Rhett Lapsley's offense. Just see what they can do.
With a quarterback that's like not sure and like, oh, here's the new quarterback today. Oh, here's another quarterback today. Here's another quarterback. Just one guy. This is the guy. Let's get it.
You got to love his leadership qualities. Every time on social media, every video, everything is always about win. It's about performing. It's about being, just doing better, like so motivational. So we find, I mean, not knocking anybody that's ever played for us, but this is the first time in a long time. This guy is so ultra focused on only football, and he's a leader, reaching out to the other players. Or you know, so that's the kind of guy. Every great team needs a leader.
And he chose to come to us. We didn't have to, you know, he had many options. He wanted to be here. So that when somebody wants you as opposed to begging them, it's an awesome feeling.
No doubt about it. There's no doubt about that. So we're excited. Hopefully we can get on the field. I'm really excited about what Manny's done. I mean, first year, it didn't go perfect. He needed a kicker. He got a kicker. He needed a quarterback. He got a quarterback. Needed another defensive lineman. He got him. Whatever he needed, he went out and got. Now the players got to perform.
It's funny that the kicker that beat us wants to join us. That's
exactly. Well, that's a good thing, right? You know, I'll beat you now, and then I'll never forget me. That's for sure. Who inspires you, Dale? You're so. I mean, you've got so much energy, so much excitement, so much positivity. Who inspires you?
That's tough. You know, I would say my style is from taking. I watch a lot of TV now. I watch a lot of TV because there's nothing else to do. But my style is made up from different people. I take a little bit of everybody that I see that I'm impressed upon and make it my own. I bring a lot of my social events feeling to what I do. Like, you know, when I'm doing a hosting thing, I don't make it standoffish. I make it about the person, not just like, hey, it's an interview kind of deal. So right. That's what so if I see something like Wayne Brady does on the show and I take from that. You know, if I see something that, what's this guy that hosts American,
Seacrest?
I'm drawing a blank now. Seacrest. You know, take something from him that I like, that I can use for myself. Don't try to be him, be me, but you can always pick from different people and learn from them.
Awesome.
He likes Gary Vee.
I like Gary Vaynerchuk. Curse a little bit and everything like that, but he's always positive, always saying, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. I believe that. You got to look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? If it's to be, it's up to me. Can't blame anybody else. If I let somebody else take the at-bat, don't complain.
You got to put your best foot forward. You're like, if I'm going to do something that represents me, and that's the last thing they're going to remember. So if I do something and it's crappy, the labels be Dale is crappy at what he does. So, you know.
I agree. Ken, why don't you ask the pizza question since Derek may not be out?
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't show up. But so his question every single week is, do you like pineapple on your pizza?
Wow. I've tried that actually, but I'm a pepperoni guy. You know, I understand what you're going with the sweet and salty action there. It's not something I would go with every day, but once in a while, I may just, you know, feel nutty and kooky and just, all right, let me show some pineapple on it. But I wouldn't hate it. Wasn't my first choice, but I wouldn't hate it.
Right. Yeah. I think we all agree on that. But, you know, it's really been about 50-50. And, you know, we're at, this is our 10th episode. So congratulations on our 10th episode.
This is number 10. All right. Good job, Ken. Ken started this from
10.
scratch. I mean, Gary Vee is a mentor of mine, but, you know, a lot of people have gone and they've seen him doing it live. You did your lives. Ken started this from scratch, and he's done a fantastic job. This is the 10th show.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Absolutely. Number 10.
Yeah, the 10.
See, I was creating something right there.
I like it. You know, you got it. The 10.
So,
yeah.
So another thing that's 10, you know, since we're talking about 10, is this is CanesWear's 10th anniversary.
This is 10 years in business, started a little warehouse 10 years ago. And we had a gigantic 10th year celebration. It was going to be the biggest thing in the history. Just the only thing that could have stopped us is the pandemic. But hey, but we're still going strong with it. We got a lot of big things planned. We're looking at some block parties. If we have a block party here for a game and you're not out there anywhere, are you going to come join us, Dale?
Well, I'm so excited that you guys are in my neighborhood because before you guys were around, we had to drive all the way down south to get any apparel of any kind. So the fact that you're a stone's throw from where I live, I appreciate it. Of course, I'll be there. I'll support you guys.
We appreciate that big time. We really appreciate your continued support of the store. I know Ken was excited when you were here getting soccer and other things, and we do appreciate you. as well. We really do.
Well, and I also appreciate your inclusion of us in your Tuesdale. That's awesome. I love that show.
Hey, catch you guys eating, catch you guys just sitting around.
Is that right? I
Jump
couldn't even
on
talk.
in.
Ken said I couldn't say anything because I just had some collard greens, which I love over there at Mission. And if I would have smiled, I couldn't hear anything. I could just see. You know what happens after you eat like a bunch of collard greens? I'm stuffing them in my mouth. Nobody wants to see me eat
Nobody
anyway.
wants to see that.
I had to
The
call
whole
the
thing
room. I gotta call the room.
It's funny because the next week you're like, well, I'm going to go to these guys. I hope they're not eating. And sure enough, I actually did have food that I was just about to finish. It's great.
Why don't you tell people when your show is on?
It's I do this every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30 on IG Live. Drop by, check it out. It's always fun. I try to get different people that I know, make it musical, make it fun, fashion, whatever, workouts. It's a good time.
I can attest to that. It's been very entertaining every time that I've joined, and I've even watched a lot of the replays because of the time frame. But I love it. It's great.
I appreciate that.
So we need to have like a hidden thing every once in a while. Tomorrow's like with the frisbee toss. You got to do something in there that
You know what? I never know what's gonna happen. It just happens, and it works. Like last week we had Jake Miller on, and I had my friend in Colorado throw the frisbee because he does frisbee golf. It's like you never know what's gonna happen. One of my biggest gets was the first Black Bachelorette, Rachel and her husband Brian. They were on, so it's slowly evolved into something that was nothing. It was something to do to pass the time. But I don't know if you guys watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette, but I'm an avid fan. So
and it's funny because whenever you say that on your show, you preface with that. You're like, not many guys, but I do.
I know. I think it's a lot of guys watching it. I used to watch it, and I haven't watched it in the last couple of years. But the Rose, when the guy from when the former Gator quarterback was on, when the guy from Firestone was on. I think it was a wine. So I've seen several of them, but I haven't seen in the last few years. But it was a good show.
No reference.
Right. So it's like a car crash. You can't turn away. Like, oh, what is he gonna do? Oh no, don't say that. It's good. It's good TV. It's good TV.
I was gonna say, as long as you know that it's not scripted or anything like that, right?
You never know. Don't ruin it for me.
I love. If it's scripted or not, who would know? I mean, I love watching those shows like Shark Tank. I used to love Survivor. It is something about them. Right. You don't know if they're scripted or not, but hey.
So it's funny because I looked over and I'm like, oh wait, I can't see him because of the hats.
There you go, the hats.
For anybody that's we're not right next to each other. This is a nice divider, so we're doing our distance.
And if you see this shaking a lot, that's just me. Just my nervous. Hopefully I don't just knock it on Ken.
I'm just glad it hasn't toppled over on me. So.
The betting line going in was about 8-1 that it would happen. So far it hasn't. Every 9 shows.
Actually, it'd be great TV if it did, so it's all good.
You're right. Thank you.
Well, here we go. Thanks, Dale.
It doesn't take much to get me going, Dale.
So any websites where people can find you?
If at Up Down Dale on all your social media platforms, and DaleTheHost.com is my business. So that's about it, Just hoping we can get back to business soon. I might be calling bingo virtually if nothing pops off, but whatever you got to do, you got to do.
Hey, we're up to ideas to help everybody out. So if you can think it, we'd be happy to be part of it.
No problem. I'll definitely reach out to you guys.
All right, sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. And before you go, we always have to do the you. You gotta say,
okay.
Make sure that Brett does it. There you go, in the picture.
All right.
So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on Canes Alumni Biz by CanesWear, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for sure, and then see you soon, hopefully in person.
Yes.
All right, sounds
good.
Appreciate it.
Stay safe. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.